Hi, my name is Mohammed and I'm an IELTS instructor and mock examiner in Afarinesh. In this video, I'm going to have an interview with a candidate who is going to get band 8 in his speaking. In the end of this video, I'm going to explain why it's very likely for this candidate to get band 8. So stay tuned with us. Okay, hi, how are you? How's it going?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Okay, perfect. My name is Mohammed Sultanizadeh. Could you please tell me your full name?
Yeah, I'm Amir Japadi.
Amir, where are you from?
I'm from Iran and I'm an Iranian.
Okay, great. Amir, in this first part, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's start by talking about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
Now I'm a university student. I'm studying business management to get a bachelor degree.
Is there something you dislike about your major?
Yes, there are a few things which I do not really like in my study. And there are some, subjects and some short courses which I'm not really interested in, and this is all that I can say that I do not like about my study.
Have you ever changed your mind about your favorite major?
Yes, few years ago, I used to be crazy about medical subjects. I really like to be a doctor, but after a few months of researching about these subjects, finally I decided to go for business subjects.
Yeah. Great, Amir. Let's move on to relaxation. What do you do to relax?
There are several things which I do to unwind. I could say that sometimes I listen to some music while I'm doing exercises. And sometimes I go to my favorite cafe, which is located in downtown, to recharge my batteries and disconnect from the day-to-day routine.
Interesting. What about the people in your country? What do they usually do to relax?
What holds so much appeal among people in Iran is taking a trip, and people really take a trip, even a day trip or 2 or 3 days trip to favorite tourist destination like Isfahan or Shiraz, and sometimes they just go to nearby nature to enjoy the pristine natures of their hometown.
Okay. And what was your favorite relaxing activity when you were a child?
When I was a child, I used to be crazy about playing in the street. It's kind of weird, but I used to spend long hours in the schools, and it was really exhausting for me. So playing football in the street with my friends was an activity to relax and recharge my battery.
Perfect. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about shoes. Which one do you prefer? Shoes that are comfortable or good looking?
Of course, I would choose the comfortable shoes because I'm not really into the design and the colors of shoes. I'm not saying that this is not important, but comfort comes first for me, and comfort has the greatest importance for me when I want to buy shoes. So 100%, I would say that comfort.
Have you ever bought shoes online?
I don't think so. I've never bought shoes before because I believe that buying your shoes online is a risky thing to do. And when I want to buy shoes, I should try it first to make sure that it fits and this is the right size for me.
Great. And how often do you buy shoes?
Um, I could say that maybe once or twice a year, but there've been some exceptions. And for example, last year I bought maybe 3 or 4 shoes.
Great. Amir, in this part, I'm going to give you a question. You have 1 minute to take notes if you want, and then you need to speak about it between 1 to 2 minutes. So the question that I'm going to ask you is, describe an occasion when you received a good service from a restaurant or shop. So remember that you have 1 minute to take notes. Did you understand?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Thank you very much. Remember that you have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this question. Don't worry if I stop you. Did you understand?
Yeah.
So could you please start speaking now?
Yeah. I would like to describe a restaurant which is located in downtown. And I'll tell you a little more about the first time I went to this restaurant. If my memory serves me right, it was 3 years ago. I was walking from dawn to dusk, and I was burning a midnight oil on my new project, and I was searching for a way to disconnect from the day-to-day routine. So one night I went to a restaurant in downtown to recharge our batteries and to hang out with my friend. No sooner had I entered the restaurant than I got surprised. It was far more interesting than I had expected. And the more time I spent in the restaurant, the more I was impressed by the environment of this restaurant. The staff were really friendly, and they answered everything about their menu. They provided a very menu. Not only was a friendly environment, but also it was environmentally friendly. They were an iconoclast in their field, as they were using solar energy, which is a renewable energy, as a source of their power. And this is why I really enjoyed spending time in that restaurant. Also, they used an architecture which was a combination of the modern and traditional art, and they used some ancient Persian elements in the restaurant. To put it in a nutshell, I had a blast in that restaurant, and I'm a loyal customer of this restaurant.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much. Is this a popular service in your country?
Yes, it is. We have lots of restaurants around the city, and people spend their lunch time or their dinner time in the restaurants.
Great, Amir. We've been talking about a time you received a good service, and I'd like to discuss with you some more general questions relating to this. First of all, when is it very important to have a good service?
From my point of view, I could say that the customer service and the after-sale service have the greatest importance. And I think this is the thing that make a shop or a service unique from the competitors. And you know, caring about your customers and paying attention to your customers can make a breakthrough into your sales or in your business.
Mhm. Why is that some companies do not provide good services?
I think that the main reason is that they want to increase their sales and they want to increase their profits. So, they preclude to spend more to make, some facilities for the customers, and they don't care about customers because they just want to reduce their expenses. And I think this is the main reason.
You said they don't care about their customers. What would be the negative consequences?
Of course, there will be negative consequences in short terms and long terms. I could say that, for example, if a company do not provide service to connect with their customers, they would lose the loyalty of the customers. For example, if you bought a thing from a shop and you had a problem with that, you would never call them again, or you would never buy anything else from them. And this could be, a huge gap between the customers and this company.
Good idea. And would you say that there is too much expectations from customers?
Yes, these days with the advent of technology and especially internet, we could say that the expectation of customers are really high. They could easily search in the internet and they could, compare the different promotions and, different offers from different shops in their city or in their country, and they could buy everything online easily. And I think that these days the expectation of the customers are quite high.
And how will it change in the future?
I think that it will even increase in the future, and we will see more expectation in the futures because, with these days, with the, different products and different innovations in the advertising, the companies are really competing with each other, and this is a reason to expect a higher expectation from the customers.
Thank you very much, Amir. This is the end of our speaking.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's see that why Amir is going to get band 8 in his exam. So if we have a close look at the IELTS band descriptor. So while I was having an interview, particularly in the first part, my first impression was that Amir has a good command of English. So I was, I wasn't sure about 7 or 8. So I needed to listen more carefully to Amir's answers in order to decide whether I need to give him band 7 or band 8. So comparing band 7 and 8, I decided to give him band 8 mainly because I didn't see lots of language related hesitations in his speaking. It was mostly content related hesitations, meaning that Amir was just thinking about some ideas in order to find the best answers for that. And Amir also developed topics coherently and appropriately. And in the third part, I could see that Amir is able to develop the topic and bring some explanations and justifications. So comparing band 7 and band 8 bullet points, I can say that Amir's fluency and coherence is a band 8, and I did not see some repetition or self-correction. They were very rare, as we can see in band 8. And moving on to the vocabularies, Amir in the first part used unwind, recharge batteries, disconnect from day-to-day routine. So we can see some idiomatic language. It holds so much appeal, and customer service, after service. In the third part, we can see that he's able to use a wide range of vocabularies in 3 parts, not only in the first or second or third. The range of vocabularies were obvious throughout his speaking, and sometimes we could see that they conveyed precise meaning, and it was a little bit natural. So the idiomatic phrases were used skillfully, not just mechanically. So, and the paraphrases was okay. We could see the flexibility in Amir's speaking. And also the grammatical range was very good. He used inversion, no sooner had I, conditional sentences, double comparative, the more, and perfect tenses, past perfect. And it was a wide range of structures. And the majority of sentences were error-free, although some mistakes were apparent in his speaking, but all of them were non-systematic. For example, Amir once said a company do not provide. He should have said does not provide. So, but that was, just very occasional inappropriacy. Because of his error, he cannot get a band 9 because full range of structures and all the errors are slips. Okay. And finally, for the pronunciation, we could see that again, wide range of pronunciation features, individual sounds were mostly correct. The intonation and the word stress were good enough. It was easy to understood throughout, and the first language accent had minimal intelligibility on accent. So if I were the examiner, I would give Amir 4 8s in all 4 criteria, and the overall band score 8. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have something to say, please write down in the comment for us. Thank you very much.
خانه آیلتس آفرینش، تنها مرکز تخصصی دوره‌های آیلتس در ایران. www.afarinesh.org